Right here, right now, it's LA South. I'm Pamela Kay, and today's guest, you want to pay close attention to this special young man because the next time you see him, it will probably be on a top 10 hits list or performing in front of thousands of people. Up next is a very special, amazing performing artist, Jordan Prince. I'm at Toby's Lounge and Reception Center with Jordan Prince. Now, he is a folk singer-songwriter, and he has traveled all over the United States. You do a little indie acoustic, you do a little R&B, and now you're here with me today.
Yep.
Now, you've got to tell me, because of your travels, I mean, how is it you've been successful that you really got to this place? Bring me back.
Well, I still think I have a pretty long way to go, but I think getting to where I am at now is all due to inspirations that I had when I was, 15 and 16. I was really getting into music, and I started going to my friend's record store all the time, and he showed me all these different kinds of styles of music that I'd never even heard of, and all these bands I didn't know that existed. And when I started hearing bands like, Sonic Youth and Flaming Lips, and I knew this guy named Drew Danbury and Sufjan Stevens and Nick Drake and Lovin' Spoonful, and all that started just like come flooding in. It showed me that music was just this really great way of releasing how you feel about so many things, and I needed that at the time. You're young, you want to express yourself, and that was a good way to do it. So.
Now, how did people respond, like friends and things? Because sometimes friends respond to musicians when you're in high school, like, oh, that's so cool. And then other times they're like, well, I don't know, what's up with this?
Oddly enough, though, I think I doubted myself more than my friends did when I was in high school when I first started out, because I knew I wasn't sounding like I wanted to sound yet, but I had really great support from my close friends. My mother was a great, and still is a great support. She's very supportive. My dad too, but he was the kind of voice I needed at the time that would say something like, that's good, but. And so that's kept me climbing up the ladder to try and get to where it can be where it should be.
Just always striving to be better.
Yeah.
Now tell me about the first performance you had where you really felt like you just had an impact on the audience. You kind of felt that connection. What was that like?
I actually remember that time very well. I was playing at this venue in my hometown called Friends and Company, and I was opening up for this local band, this screamo band called On My Honor. And I went up to one of the musicians in the band, and I told him that I knew that I sucked, but I needed some support from the people that they came to see to come pull people in. So he got people in there, and I had my best friend in the front row. That way I could keep playing songs without feeling shy. I could just look him in the eye. And I just went through these songs, and I had one in particular that was the longest of the four. I can't remember exactly what it was about. I haven't played it since then probably, but it was a sad song about a girl who was heartbroken about something. And I left the stage and I went back to leave to go put my guitar up, and this guy stopped, and I remember, I never saw his face, I don't remember who he was, but the light from the stage was behind him, so he was silhouetted, but he was just towering over me, this really tall guy, and he just stuck his hand out and was just like, that song was awesome, and that was so good, thank you. And I was just like, thank you. I didn't know I'd actually done something, but that was the first time I was like, maybe this is what I should do.
You made that connection, and a lot of your songs, that's really what you're known for, is taking memories and experiences of people and places and putting that into your songwriting and your performances. Mm-hmm. How important is it? What is it when you're someplace that really catches your attention to make you write a song about it?
Usually it's not about being at a place that reminds me of something. It's about being at a place when something happens and then thinking about that later. Like, I wrote a song about a girl once that had really touched me, and the location was, she had danced on this stump, and we danced through this graveyard kind of, and we went to this place to eat, and it was just like telling that story of the night as it went through, and I don't know, there's one line of like getting lost in her hair and like finally seeing things clearly, and that's what I try and experience, like just talk about like when you're with someone in that moment, what's important, like what are you seeing, what's you feeling.
Well, we want to share more of those moments with Jordan Prince up next. We're back with folk singer-songwriter Jordan Prince. Now, you've got another good story for me.
Yeah, the first time I ever played for what I considered a big crowd, it was the first time I played for a crowd that was over, well, really it was the first time I played for a crowd that was over 60 people, because I used to play a lot of shows in that record store, and the max capacity was about 70 people. And this was the first time I auditioned for a Christmas song competition presentation at the Coliseum in my hometown. It was actually across the street from that record store. And I think at the time when I played, it was about 300 or so people, and I was not ready for that. And I remember sitting in the record store with my friend Todd and sweating profusely, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to do this. And he was just like, you're going to be fine. Just go. And I didn't think anyone from my family was going to be able to make it. But luckily, when I went out on stage, it was the first 2 rows were only occupied by my mother, and then after that was just blackened, and you could hear the mumbles of people, but I knew they were there. And I felt pretty good about the song. I'd written it myself. It was about a man aging and looking at his Christmases as he goes through time, and just about him aging and seeing himself as the withered trees and the seasons passing and everything. And it was just really comforting seeing her there. And though I did choke, I did cough on a lyric, and it really embarrassed me. I finished it, and I got one of my better applauses. I was really happy about that.
Well, you've gotten so many since then. I just saw you at Raw in New Orleans, Raw Artists, and 450 people were on their feet and wanting more.
Seasoned his stature, he gazes out on the plain. Speaking with his fingers, he gently puffs the rain. Feeling life against his palm, suddenly he felt weak. His body fell into the ground, collecting into the sea. Da, 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 da. Growing raw from not scratch, the roots begin to spread, pumping life into the earth that gave birth to your head. Peeping out above the ground, sunlight bursts from me, sharing breath between our lips, you with me. Da, 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 da. Pour the cloth below our necks and ease into the shade. Think about your outer shell and all the cracks we made. Leave behind our ugly shapes and dream of something new. You always knew your leaves would fall, which has our time too. Da, 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 da,
Hey, g'day, I'm Brett Mott, and I'm LA South. A little bit about me, I'm in animals. They don't have to have fur, they can have fins, they can have scales, they can have teeth, they can be smooth, they can be slick, they can be slimy. As long as they got a heartbeat, I love them. Come see us, www.zoo-zoom.com.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Neil.
Neil, if you could only read one comic for your entire life, what would it be?
Deadpool, easy. And Brandon, what was the very first comic you ever read?
Sonic the Hedgehog, actually.
1, 2, 3, and
We are LA South.
I'm with Jennifer Milan with Evangeline Cans, because you can.
Yes,
Tell
exactly.
me, what is CAN?
Evangeline CAN stands for Community Autism Network, and we are a newly formed nonprofit group in Ville Platte, Evangeline Parish, and we have set out to help people in need of services and just education on autism. April is Autism Awareness Month, so.
Well, we want everyone to know about April being Autism Month.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't understand. They know the term autism, but what exactly is autism?
Autism is a developmental disorder. It affects 1 in 88 children and also 1 in 54 boys. So boys are almost 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with some form of autism. And those numbers are actually growing. It is a very common developmental disorder. It's actually the #1 developmental disorder in children in the United States. So the earlier they're diagnosed, the better, because there are a lot of different therapies available for children.
What can a parent look for if they think, well, something is a little different with my child? What are some things they can look for to catch it early to be able to help them?
A lot of it is developmental delays, walking or talking. Also repetitive behavior, if they do things repetitively. I know a very common one is lining things up in order and liking it like that, and different things like that. Also, if they have social challenges like being in large groups or even communicating with other children their age, that they don't really want any type of social interaction with other children. Also physical and medical things that accompany it. A lot of children with autism also have seizures, and so that is a very common one, but also OCD or ADD, ADHD as well. So it's
kind of all-encompassing. So
yes.
Any particular, I guess one of those characteristics or a combination, people would go to their GP and ask them, hey, I'm observing this behavior with my child.
Right. I know with my daughter, Sarah, when I had her evaluated, we went to our pediatrician, who then referred us to a pediatric neurologist, and that's when we were finally we finally got the diagnosis for her. So that it was a big step. It was very hard to swallow, but that's where you have to start. You have to get an early diagnosis to help with this developmental delay.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your personal story, because it shows why you're so passionate about the cause.
Right. And Sarah has been diagnosed for almost 5 years now, and it can be a challenge, but for the most part, I mean, it's a big blessing, because she is probably one of the happiest, outgoing kids, and we've been blessed to have her.
Well, it's about love and patience,
Right.
and that correct diagnosis, so people
Right.
can be educated.
Exactly.
Now, you've got a special event coming up.
Yes,
Let's
we
talk
do.
about that.
We are doing our first annual Walk for Autism, and we're very excited about it. It's going to take place on Saturday, April 13th in Ville Platte at the Northside Civic Center from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have a DJ. We're going to have Zumba warm-up. We're going to do a 1-mile walk. Yes. And it's not a fast-paced walk, so it's just a casual walk.
It's a fun walk.
Yes, a fun walk, exactly. We also have fun jumps. We're going to have a Velcro wall.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be fun. We have games and activities. We have a lot of booths with different vendors set up, silent auction, and items for autism awareness. So it's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. I keep hearing that word, fun, 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 and we want you to be a part of it. So tell them one more time how to get in touch with you or find out more.
You can contact us through our website at www.evangelincan.org and send us a message, and we can give you information that way. We also have a Facebook page. It's under Evangeline Can Community Autism Network.
And we'll see you there.
Yes, thank you.
It's crawfish season here in Acadiana, and in Acadiana we have the best crawfish in the whole wide world. So what do we want from you? We want to know your favorite crawfish place. So on LA South TV, that is on Facebook, LA South TV, all one word, we want you to vote for your favorite place to eat boiled crawfish, and we'll announce the winner very soon so everyone can know which place to go for your favorite crawfish. So go to LA South TV, vote for your favorite place. You just have to enter it online, let us know where to go. Just like us on Facebook, LA South TV, and we'll see you next time here on LA South.